Hi, friends. Now, we will talk about something we use every day. It's about money, or rather, about currencies. Let's take a look at the dynamics of major currencies and find the currency with the best performance against the US dollar. The US dollar is currently the most influential and widely used currency in the world. It is the official currency of countries such as Salvador, Panama, Ecuador, Liberia, Zimbabwe, and others. Now, let's take a look at the currencies that did not change their exchange rate against the US dollar in 2023. Since 1976, the exchange rate of the Eastern Caribbean dollar has been pegged to the US dollar at a ratio of 1 to 2.7. The Eastern Caribbean dollar is used by a number of Caribbean island countries. The Saudi Real, Omani Real, Jordanian Dinar, and other currencies of the Arabian Peninsula did not change their exchange rates in 2023. By the way, the Omani Real has one of the highest exchange rates among the world's currencies. You can buy $100 for just 38 Omani Real. Now, let's take a look at the currencies that have lost value against the US dollar. At the beginning of the year, one US dollar was worth 1.57 New Zealand dollars, and at the end of the year, it was already 1.58. That is, the New Zealand dollar lost about 1%. The Australian dollar lost a little more, 2.4%. The Indian rupee, which is the official currency in Nepal and Bhutan, also lost 2.4%. Despite the large-scale military operations in Ukraine and Israel, their currencies are not collapsing and continue to be quite stable in 2023. The Chinese yuan, Korean won, and also such African currencies as Egyptian pound, Ethiopian birr fell by about 5%. The Bangladeshi taka, Malay ringgit, and Thai baht are next, falling between 5 and 6%. The South African rand lost almost 9%. It is an international currency and is used in 4 African countries. The Japanese yen lost more than 10, which was a surprise to me. This is the largest drop in currency value for countries in the top 10 economies in the world. 278 Pakistani rupees have to be exchanged for one US dollar, while a year ago it was possible to do so for 228 rupees. Russia and Belarus lost about 30% of their rubles. In fact, these two countries have a common economic zone, so the decline looks synchronized. Erdogan's specific financial policy has been driving the Turkish lira down for years. Thus, in 2023, the value of the lira fell by another 57%. We are approaching the leaders in terms of currency depreciation. The Venezuelan bolivar continues to depreciate rapidly after a series of reforms and demonetization. The Nigerian naira has almost halved in value over the past year. This is the biggest drop among African currencies. The Argentine peso fell 3.5 times. However, the new government intends to introduce the US dollar as the official currency. Perhaps this will help stabilize the economy of such a large country. What do you think? The Lebanese pound fell the most in 2023, almost 9 times. By the way, the fall occurred in a very short period of time. Usually, this happens when the government releases the exchange rate, and then it is set based on market relations. What about the currencies that have strengthened their exchange rates against the US dollar? Let's take a look. Let's start with the Kazakh tenge and the Iranian rial, which have risen in price within 1%. The Iranian rial has the lowest exchange rate among other currencies. For one US dollar, you need to pay more than 42,000 reals. The Canadian dollar also rose by 1%. The euro strengthened by 2% against the US dollar. It is an official currency in 27 countries. The influence of the French colonial period is clearly visible here. Many former French colonies used the Central African and West African franc. The currencies of such countries as the UK, Iceland, and Sweden rose by about 3 or 4%. The Brazilian real showed a good performance, almost 5%. Here are the European currencies that gained between 5 and 10% in value. The Mexican peso, the Costa Rican colon, and the Haitian gourd have grown even more. The currencies of Iraq and Sri Lanka are at the same level. Here is the European currency with the best performance. Yes, it is the Albanian lek. The Colombian peso is in second place. If you bought $10,000 worth of pesos at the beginning of 2023 and exchanged them back for dollars at the end of the year, you would receive approximately $11,700. A good investment, isn't it? The Afghani is the currency with the best performance against the US dollar. In 2023, it strengthened by 20%. Would you invest in Afghani in 2024? This is the general view of the world currency map. The color corresponds to the performance against the US dollar. Is your currency red or green? Let us know in the comments. See you in our next videos.